What episode is this? 9, 10? Is it 9? 8.2. Oh, yeah. We'll hit point one at least one day.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Raw U Podcast, episode number 9. We're joined here with some special guests. We got Vaughn and Micheal. You said you like to go by Micheal normally.
Yeah, Micheal for people who know me. So.
Yeah, but it's Vaughn Walker, Michael Smith. Am I correct with the full names?
Yeah.
Beautiful. But yeah, these are some boys that we've been watching on social media, crushing the game lately. And we flew down. We all trained legs yesterday, crushed it. So, I had to kind of at least try and hurt you guys a little bit, but it wasn't that bad of a workout. You guys all got through it. It's pretty good. So you feeling good this morning?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little rough getting out of bed, but after I did my cardio, I loosened up a bit. So
Yeah.
I kind of did the same. What I was saying yesterday is that the Florida weather is what made it tough.
For sure, breathing even and your heart rate, yeah.
Yeah.
Something about, do you notice that when you're here?
I
guess you've lived here forever.
What is it? Like you feel like out of breath?
Yeah, honestly, just a little more winded.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like that when we were in Aspen.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't even fucking walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would snowboard down the mountain for 2 minutes.
Yeah, you buckle your
mask.
You literally buckle your boots in, and you get up, and it felt like you ran a 40-yard dash.
No kidding. Wow.
Swear to God,
brutal. Is that from the altitude
or
the cold?
Oh, the altitude.
Altitude.
The altitude. Even in the gym, you get in between sets, you know how you take it for granted. You wait in between a set and you just chill. There, you're literally breathing heavy the whole time in between each set. It's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
And our hotel gym forced you to wear masks
The whole time.
Over
your nose, everything.
Lowered it on your nose during a set, they'd come out during your set and be like, put over your nose.
That's
horrible.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ritz for that one. But no, so for this episode, we thought it would be cool because we always get asked a ton of questions about, new athletes, how to become successful on social media. And obviously Chris can answer that, but Chris is ultimately sometimes an outlier in that essence. So we have two awesome, new, younger kids who basically did it all on their own. So I think you guys could do a really good job of explaining what you guys did, how you did it, why'd you start to do it, what made you want to do it, and kind of just go through all that. I don't know who wants to start, but either one of you can start.
Well, I know you started 6 months ago?
Yeah. So
you want to start with that?
Yeah.
Share us a bit of your fitness story.
Yeah.
What got you into it?
Yeah, the whole thing. Just go from start to finish.
I mean, I recently just graduated college, and I was kind of at the point where I was gonna jump into a job, or I wanted to I always had this passion to pursue fitness, but I never really knew how to do it. Then I was talking to Grant a lot, and he kind of just told me to put myself out there and start posting stuff consistently. And after a while, I started getting a lot of exposure through TikTok, and Instagram even started picking up. And that's when people started reaching out to me. I got sponsored by Young LA, basically, just by wearing their clothes, and they saw it, and they're like, we want you on the team. So that was one of my first positive I guess it would be a feedback from them, and that's pretty much what kicked it off, because at that point I was able to realize I could actually make something out of this.
Yeah.
And after I kept doing that for a while, that's when the money started coming in, and I was like, wow, so I'm gonna make this my career path. So and that's when after a while I got picked up by another sponsor. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but I started getting money coming in from a multiple different avenues.
Yeah.
And that pretty much created the base foundation of it. And like I said, I'm still really new to this.
Yeah.
So
it's literally 6 months old.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So how long you been doing it for?
Shoot, I'm maybe 4 years in, something like that now.
Okay.
So
Word.
yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't even. I'm just now kind of tapping into TikTok, just planning out some new content there. So I've got a lot to.
Because you guys started differently. You started mainly on TikTok.
Yeah.
And you started mainly on.
Yeah, I was more Instagram the first year.
Yeah.
And then I moved to YouTube.
And YouTube is now your main. Is that your main thing?
Yeah, I still do both pretty consistently. I think.
Yeah.
YouTube for sure. I just get a little bit more reward out of in
Sure.
terms of just kind of seeing it improve
Of course.
over time. And then I feel like it's an easier way to really connect with some people, kind of on a,
Well, I
on
mean,
a
you
deeper
agree
level.
you agree with that too, right?
For sure, yeah. It's just a deeper connection with people.
They're like true like
More than
fans.
bullshit picture, it's like how you act in life almost. You share more.
So
Yeah.
you rather like invest more time into the YouTube than like the Instagram personality of yourself at least?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. Personally, I think because you can be more authentic on there. You can actually take time to like talk, show your personality, humor,
Okay.
whatever. On that, and Instagram is kind of known now. It's honestly on the decline, I find, because it's just like a highlight reel. You just post whatever you're like, cool pictures, like dope edit, like that, which is
Yeah.
awesome. But you're not really getting much value out of that.
Okay.
So
I'm with you on that. Like
Yeah.
on the value end of that, I don't know how you feel about it, Chris, but you know, for me too, like even on Instagram, I'm trying to communicate more so the message and the energy, less than like, hey, like look at my physique. It's like, no, like look at what built the physique. You know, look at the consistency. You know, look at the kind of the mindset versus, you know, you have people that tap into your profile, they may never really see that. Versus YouTube, you know, they're kind of sitting down, taking the time to listen to you, and I feel like they can understand your message a little bit better.
for sure, yeah. And I mean, I think that's the big thing. And I've met you guys for the last few days. You guys are like chill, humble, like good dudes, and that's a big thing that leads
Super
people
rare.
to being like
Very
it's
rare.
rare. First of all,
Very
yeah.
rare.
And that's what leads people to the next level if you can find a way to authentically like show that. Because people want to have like actual humans they can relate to, not just some like fucking robot who's like, you know, like motivation, blah, blah, like, well, it's just like sharing your story, like the ups and the downs, and like you said, your energy and how you feel about shit. So, the way to do it, really.
Yeah. So how long did it take? Where's your following at now on YouTube?
YouTube is just about 600K now.
Okay.
Yeah, and that, you know, there's definitely periods where, you know, I might have a video that really pops off.
Sure.
And, you know, you see a faster growth period. And then some periods where, you know, the videos are doing like a little closer to average and the growth is steady. But for me, you know, I'm like, you know, everybody has their goals with like, I want to hit this number or whatever. And I definitely do too, but, you know, I really like just taking my time with it,
Sure.
build that foundation. And I think back to like, I would see some comments that were pretty dope when people would be like, yo, like, you know, you're way underrated, you know, this or that, like when I was at 50K, 100K.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, I'm like, honestly, if I'm not the person I want to be in terms of, you know, how well I'm operating with this,
Sure.
that deserves $1 million.
Sure.
You know? So I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I take my time and, you know, that'll come when I'm ready for that.
Did you notice that like there was a point like where like it was, let's say like the first like 10,000 subscribers were like the hardest, and then after you hit that, it kind of like just like got quicker and quicker and multiplied faster and faster, or is it kind of like steady the whole way through?
I think the approach to it's pretty steady because
Okay.
even from the beginning, it was just like, all right, you know, this is the audience's feedback. These are the things I need to improve on for the next video. And then, you know, whatever videographer I'm working with at the time, it's like, all right, that's, you know, how do we make the next video better? You know, just between you and me,
Sure.
how are we more proud of
Sure,
that
sure,
next
sure.
product that we put out? And, you know, the audience really saw that, whether I was at 10K or where I am now. And then, yeah, as far as numbers, it was, you know, it was like I was lucky enough to have a transformation video early on that really did well. And I think that gained a lot of traction for my channel early.
Sure.
So it wasn't, I think that first 100 came a little bit faster because of that. But, you know, there's for sure a period in there where, you know, I wasn't even at 10,000, but
Sure.
I wasn't really looking at the number like, all right, I got to get to 10,000. I was just like, I got to make the next video better.
And you with TikTok, it was just like,
Yeah. I mean,
Grant like told me a little bit of it, but like he didn't like go into depth about it, but it started with just reels.
well, yeah. I mean, there's like they're basic videos, and I noticed like he was saying, if you look to see what your followers want to see, that's and like if you go through with it and post it, that's when like you're gonna be getting like a lot more like followers and attention and awesome feedback. And basically, like I posted one, and it wasn't even like something that had a lot of value to it. It was basically just me like standing there in a mirror with my shirt off, and from that it kind of went viral. And then I was reading through the comments, and then people were like they were like, I want to see your workouts, and like I want to see what you do through the day. And I started posting that kind of stuff.
So you literally took the comments and like answered their questions with the reels and TikToks.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just by doing that, that's pretty much like how I gained like a following, I guess, decently quick.
Mhm.
So I guess just doing that is really gonna like get that going.
And then you went from TikTok to Instagram, right? Pretty much.
I mean, yeah, I had them like at the same time.
Going
but
up at the same time?
Yeah.
And then are you in YouTube now or not yet?
Just in like this very starting phase.
Okay.
Like I think I have like 2 videos up right
You guys
now.
are like flopping spots now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna be asking you about TikTok. I'll help you out with YouTube.
Yeah, no, please, yeah. I'm gonna need it.
That's pretty
But,
dope.
yeah.
Now, do you think it like as far as like content creation, right? Like you guys definitely have like your ideas, but you have, I'm assuming, like a full-time videographer where you are, right?
Yeah, he's pretty much full time, and that way, with his availability, kind of pair up.
Yeah.
When we want to do a video this week, and then we really take our time, kind of plan each video out.
Yeah.
Pretty like
So
relatively.
he's like, that's like a valuable asset for sure.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Definitely huge.
And you've had the same one the whole time, or have you gone through a couple?
Actually, no. So I've gone through a few. Like the first year or so, maybe year and a half, it was just between a couple buddies helping me out on the weekends. That was when I was back in college,
Sure.
going to school part time, working part time, doing some videos, and then I had one videographer about a year and a half, and that was the first guy I hired that it was like, all right, this is his job. He could commit to it. He did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he just got busy with like
Other shit.
yeah.
Sure.
So, man, could I get a water? I apologize.
No, you're
I
good,
just
man.
got yeah,
Yeah, do your thing.
making me reflect. Yeah. So he got busy with school and just
Someone on
kind
the door, right? Just run downstairs and grab one in the fridge
Oh, my bad.
downstairs.
I got one right up on the table right there.
No, it's the water bottle, I think.
Just a little water. Thanks, man.
I've always found that so hard with videographers. It's like my guy stayed with me, but like on average, if someone is vlogging for you, doing like a video, like their goal isn't to always just shadow one person and be their videographer, but that's a full-time job. It's like you want to grow together, you want them to be better, but as they get better, for them to expand. You're looking at me?
No, he was putting the AC down.
I was like, you're trying to, as they get better, they want to move on to bigger projects, like meet at companies, working for big brands, that kind of shit, rather than a single person. It's kind of hard to stay like connected with someone.
Because it is a full-time job. Like if you really
Oh,
want to make it a
100%,
full
yeah.
career and do it like we have multiple videographers that work for us, but I'm saying like even like with Calvin, when you have Calvin, it's like he's there all day. Because like to get all the things you want to talk about on YouTube or show your people, it's like you got to wake up with them, you got to go to sleep with them. So it's like, what else can you do?
Yeah.
And then that obviously requires them to get paid, I would assume, a pretty decent amount of money, because that's like their full-time job at that point. So it's like with LT, like when we met LT, same thing. Like that's all he does, It's crazy. It's crazy that that's like a job now. Like
Yeah.
if you went back fucking 10, 6, 7 years ago in marketing, like that wasn't even a thing. It was like to have someone follow you around as like an influencer, like on social media, people would like laugh at you. So it's so different now. It's absolutely insane.
Hello, Samantha.
Hi, babe.
Yeah, and kind of going back to that, I apologize. The first guy I worked with was a year and a half, and I was like, okay, this is, in my head, I'm like, I hope there's not really an end date to this.
So you worked with the same guy for a year and a half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this ended maybe like 6 or 7 months ago.
Okay.
And he did a great job. Was still able to progress video to video. He just got kind of busy with school.
Sure.
And, wanted to go another direction. And I totally understood. He gave me a heads up, but in the back of my head, I'm like,
fuck.
exactly. I'm like, all right, like
Was it
this
hard
is.
finding that next person?
I mean, I kind of got lucky. I'd ran into a guy a few times, kind of around the gyms I trained at in my area, and he was just getting into videography, photography more consistently. And,
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing, he's still my videographer now, but he was hungry from the start because, at the start I had built this year and a half rapport with another guy, and I'm like, I don't want to go backwards on the video.
Of course.
Like I don't, not just from my
Your
own
followers.
Yeah,
They expect a certain thing now.
Yeah, not for my own standard, but really for them. So, from the start, like, was working a lot closer just to get all the little details right.
Sure.
But because he was so hungry, before long, he caught the vibe,
Sure.
took off, and he does an incredible job to today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's something that's like I found like so fascinating recently, because obviously I didn't like understand it until I think it was really when I met like Calvin, when I saw like the daily, like for the Olympia.
Yeah.
When I was staying in the house with him at the Olympia, and I saw like, cause for the Olympia, he was filming all of Chris's stuff during the day, and he was editing it right in the afternoon through the night to the next morning and dropping it the next day at noon. So I don't think he slept for like 4 days.
4 or 5, yeah, at least.
Yeah, like
And I don't make him slave labor.
No,
like
no. That was just that.
That was
serious.
1 week out of the Olympia, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, like he literally like didn't sleep. Like I remember going to sleep and he would be up, waking up, he would be up, he would just be slamming energy drinks. Like I didn't see him. Like it was crazy. But like it's crazy.
And then I'm up at like 5 a.m. for a tan, and he's like there waiting for me with the camera, like ready.
Yeah, like 3 in the morning, he's like ready to go, which is wild.
Have you had him as your videographer like your whole YouTube like journey?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, and that's why my YouTube's been pretty inconsistent, and that's been my problem. Is like I love working with him, and we started small together before I had a channel, and before he was a videographer, we both started working together. Okay. But he lived across the country from me, so I only really got to work with him when I traveled or when he came right before the Olympia.
Gotcha.
So like, loved working with him, and we just like vibe. He's like a little brother, so I can like talk shit to him, and he gets it. Like
you torture him.
I torture him. I do.
There's no talking shit.
But it's because I love like a brother.
Yeah.
But I've had other guys who are like local young guys who are just like help me for the odd like workout video or shit like that, or I'll just like vlog it myself. But it's really just been him since I started. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I want him to move down here.
You also edit some of your own stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I'll
in
like
between.
sometimes have like just a friend film me and then I edit it myself. Or like vlog it, or Courtney will grab the camera, or like I'll steal Scott and he'll film it, but he doesn't have time, so I'll edit it.
Do you edit any of your stuff or no?
I actually used to probably even when I was working with that first videographer for that 1.5 year period. I'd say up in that whole first year that I worked with him, I edited everything. So I was so particular, about just kind of what the message was gonna be that's brought across in it.
Oh, you no, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just do
like I just learned yesterday.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I really don't have like any like crazy editing that I have to do, because I mean, I'm not really deep into the YouTube yet.
Sure.
But the TikTok and like just Instagram stuff is fairly easy.
Is it?
So yeah.
Just like an app on your phone or some shit like that?
Yeah, I use like Lightroom, and I sometimes use Final Cut for
yeah, but see,
TikTok,
those are like legit apps. Like that's not even like an easy app to
Those
use.
are the real apps.
Yeah, so like you actually do know what the fuck you're doing.
Partially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like Grant gives me some tips here and there, but like I kind of just wing it most of the time, and it seems to work out.
It comes out all right.
Yeah.
So what do you guys like? What would you say to the next kid who wants to start a YouTube or wants to make it in the fitness? Like, did you guys ever fail? Like, did you start and you were like, fuck, this didn't work, like I gotta figure this out? Or did it just kind of like happen?
Oh,
I mean, you had definitely just happened.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the biggest thing, and this is like a question that I get a lot, is like, how do I start it up? And I think a lot of people are just like afraid to take that initial step. So like, if you just like post like one picture or one video and keep doing that for like an extended period of time, something's gonna come from it.
Sure.
And like we were talking about before, just getting like the feedback from your audience and stuff. If you actually like put some time and effort into looking into like what other people want to see, and you like devote yourself to that, something positive has to come from it.
But like in the beginning, if you don't have an audience, like how the fuck are you supposed to know what they want to see?
So I mean, if you keep posting it though, like,
it just consistently grows.
Just
then,
try,
like, you'll
try.
get that
people respond
exposure
to.
over time.
Okay.
So, especially
you?
on TikTok, because that's like one of the easiest platforms to grow.
That's
on.
what I've been. I mean, we've just really realized that recently. Like TikTok has been like.
That's like the beauty of TikTok, where like if right now I feel like you guys would probably say if you were to start on one platform, it would be TikTok to start.
TikTok, yeah.
Because the algorithm just throws you in front of random people, and then they see you, and oh, maybe I'll follow, maybe I'll not. Whereas YouTube, especially, if you start with 0 subscribers and you post a YouTube video, you'll get zero views. Like, you need like a following almost begun to send them to YouTube, and for the traction to grow.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think I left it out, but I started Instagram probably 9 months, close to a year before I started YouTube, so I had just that little bit of initial
that you pushed over to YouTube.
Yeah, just enough, because I felt like a lot didn't transfer, but it was just enough that it kind of, got it out there on YouTube just enough, got a couple comments, and then things started rolling.
Yeah,
because TikTok right now is the -- searched website.
Is it?
Yeah, remember we looked it up. It's the #1 searched. I think it's literal website. Like TikTok beat Google as like the #1 like visited website.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy.
And that's that excluding the app, you think? That's just if you're on a browser.
No, I would say probably
Opening the app too?
Yeah, I would say that.
That makes sense then.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, How many times a day will people they'll open TikTok like 7 times a day?
Oh, is it per like look?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, like I'm gonna get the fuck off TikTok, close it, pick your phone back up, open TikTok.
But then Instagram should be on there. Right? Instagram is the same thing. People do the same shit with
Yeah.
Instagram.
The younger generation TikTok now though.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Wow.
I just made a TikTok like a week ago. I've done nothing on it.
Did a TikTok?
I follow you. You're the only person I follow.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. I get like your notifications when you post
I'm
something.
trying to start that game.
You posted something earlier today.
Yesterday.
It told me. It told me today. You didn't
Oh,
post anything?
It lags out, I assume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So would you, in your guys' thing, would you say, I mean, maybe more TikTok, but YouTube is a lot of trends too. Would you say it's more important to like see the big trends of videos that are popping off and kind of like make something similar? Or do you think, I mean, you guys mentioned just giving what your followers want, like the comments, what you've seen they like, rather than like a random audience that worked for someone else?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps to, cater to your audience so they feel like they're able to communicate with you. You can kind of build a relationship with them in the comments. But I told myself early on too, it was like I didn't want to just do kind of random video to video and just kind of be sporadic, not really have a good story. So what I did early on, and I think even today is still, it definitely shows, is I kind of, and I recently told this to somebody, they were asking me the same question, like, how do I get started, right? And I was like, all right, who do you really like to follow that's out there, right? Like, forget about the fitness industry. Like, what accounts do you go on and do you get inspired by, And then, it could be this music artist, this performer, whatever. And then, kind of analyze what they do and make that yours, So that's what I kind of did early on too, in combination with listening to my audience. And I think I really saw some good success that way. Yeah.
Who was someone you looked up to?
There's a couple, like, there's one music artist recently, his name's Larry June, just really good overall package for kind of the brand around him, not just the music he puts out, but, like the merchandise he does, even just kind of the mentality side of it. Like, he drops, little gems here and there on his stories. So it's, he's not the most well-known guy, but the people that know him really feel like they know him. Yeah.
What about you?
At least with TikTok, I noticed if you're trying to grow a lot, following like the trends and using like the trending sounds, and even like,
can you just explain that? Because like half the people who are listening don't even understand what the fuck you're saying. I mean, maybe they do, and I just don't. But
okay,
hey, what is a trending sound?
So basically, it's just a sound that's getting used a lot like over the platform, and like.
So you put that sound on your video?
Yes.
And just like, do whatever in the video?
I mean, if you go through TikTok and look at, it's going to show you like all the videos that use that sound. And if you relate like your video, like kind of to like the same thing that the other videos are showing, I almost positive that's when it gets like the most interaction. And that's when like the TikTok algorithm boosts it the most.
Okay.
And that's when it gets like pushed more. So, and just by using like the trending sounds and there's like I don't really do it because I think it's cringy, but there's like the dances and stuff that people do.
I've seen little girls do that shit everywhere, in the airport, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
You're driving down the street and there's just like 8-year-old girls with their phone on like a tripod dancing. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, I've seen literal like grown women do this in the airport.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Like it's a lot of the like the sounds and the dancers, they're so random, but it's like what people want to see at that time. So
but someone has to start that, right? Like, is it like a famous person who starts it, or is it just like a random video that just pops off?
There's like a few top creators, and one I at least this is what I think. Once one person sees them do that, they kind of just like follow along with it, and they do like their own, and that's when it starts picking up. Yeah.
So was Charlie D'Amelio your hero when you started?
Basically, yeah.
She's mine. So.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
No, I have no idea.
She's like, I think she's the biggest person on TikTok.
Is that the person you showed me? Didn't you show me someone who's like the most famous person?
Maybe like the young girl?
Maybe not. Was that the one? Scott, you were there. I think he was referencing her. Yeah. You were like, do you know this person? I was like, no.
Yeah, she has like a
She
multi-million
was,
dollar
like, she's,
makeup
like,
company or
friends with,
something
like,
now.
the
Or some shit.
Kardashians or some shit you were telling me, or friends.
She's like the TikTok of the Kardashians.
Okay, yeah,
Like, yeah,
that has to be
whatever.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah, wild.
she's a beast.
So TikTok is the new play for sure, and that's why
Yeah.
you're trying to jump into that shit too.
Absolutely.
Now, can you make money with TikTok, or is it more so just the same way as like Instagram? You just get like noticed, and then you get sponsorships and stuff like that.
That's the biggest thing. Is like obviously the sponsorship because there's a lot more potential from that.
Okay.
But TikTok does have like a creator fund where if you like consistently post and get a certain amount of views on each video, they'll start falling money like into your channel and like into you.
No shit.
Like, yeah, just
Pretty
so
cool.
just so there's like that so they get like the constant attention from that one creator. So it's
So what
pretty
would
cool,
you say
yeah.
like if you were to take like your streams of income, because I'm sure people want to know this shit, right? Like what would be like your number one stream of income? Is it like like sponsorships with companies, or is it like
Right,
YouTube
yeah,
or
okay. Right now it's sponsorships.
okay?
But for me, I definitely want to get into like a more like individualized because the sponsorships they come and go.
Sure.
So like you can't like really rely on that in the
Sure.
long run.
Yeah.
So like I want to set myself up for the future and kind of build my like not like my brand, but like build like my own business
Mhm.
and kind of get into like a more like coaching aspect of like the game.
Okay. So have like your own business on top of doing other
Mhm.
things. And what about you?
Yeah, for myself, it's a combination of sponsorships and then I don't do coaching, but I do like some online training.
Okay.
So, between those,
YouTube's good too, right?
yeah, from what I heard, like I got into the YouTube game just after they really were paying creators.
I
Me too.
remember.
They were-
Yeah, I remember like
too.
when Christian Guzman. I remember when he was like at his top, he was fucking killing it.
Yeah,
on
people
YouTube.
making over 100 grand a month.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
I don't
Just from
see any of
YouTube?
that.
yeah. My friend. So this is a crazy story, but one of my boys, his Instagram, he's like a famous chiropractor. His Instagram is Y-Strap Doc. So I went to school. Have you know who he is?
Yeah.
So I went to school with him, and he was telling me like, and his videos get shared a lot by like celebrities, but like his sister started YouTube before him, and all she does on her YouTube channel is she literally plays slot machines at casinos. That's it.
Is that legal to
Yeah,
film?
because they actually they pay her to go.
No kidding.
Oh,
So
wow.
like she'll go. That's not how it started. It started with her just going in and like using her phone on a tripod and just literally like playing and gambling all day long. And then her title would be like $50,000 jackpot on this slot, and then she would win it. But you don't know when the fuck she won it in the video, so you were waiting to see her hit this jackpot throughout the whole video.
Okay, genius.
Yeah, and then she actually started getting paid by casinos. So like casinos would give her like $100,000 in cash to play at their casino, put her in like these crazy suites, buy her all of her dinners, comp all of her food, just so that she could say like where she was and like give a tour of the casino before she got on her YouTube channel. She was pulling in like $150,000, $200,000 a month just from YouTube, on top of getting paid by the casinos to do it.
Crazy.
That's
And
insane.
it was no one in the video. It was like literally a tripod in her arm. That's the whole entire
Can you even
thing.
see her in the video?
You just see her arm. You just see her hitting the button, like just boom, boom. That's it. The whole
Yeah.
video.
That's a true $1 million arm right there.
Is that crazy or
Yeah.
what?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google AdSense just is not as it's not as generous anymore.
It's not what it used to be
No.
now.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I mean, so where do you guys see yourselves, like, let's say in ultimate goal, like 5 years from now? What do you want to see?
You want to start that?
Yeah, sure. I think it's definitely somewhat open. I hope I'm still competing at that point.
Okay.
But as far as business, I think the biggest thing is, yes, continuing probably, in 5 years, shoot, I still won't be 30 yet. So continuing to work with sponsors is definitely part of that plan. But, also just developing myself as a businessman, so a couple ideas I have that in 5 years time, I'd like to see come to fruition.
Sure.
So knowing I have really a good plan that'll take me past competing, I think is the biggest goal
For
5
sure.
years from now.
So you're already looking at past competing, like what you're going to do, like setting yourself
Oh,
up financially so you don't have
yeah.
to worry about it.
Definitely, because even I'll be lucky if I'm able to have the longest career I could possibly have. Like,
For sure.
there could be any kind of injury or God willing, I don't have anything that comes up health wise, but like it could be over next week.
No, I mean, but that's something that like most people don't even think about.
That's
I
how you
mean-
got. It sounds morbid sometimes, but you kind of gotta. not expect worst case scenario, but understand that could happen.
Yeah, at least plan
You
for
don't
it.
have to be afraid of it, but you're ready for it no matter what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And most people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Most people are like, oh, I'm going to do this forever. And it's like, but like, really, are you? You know, like, what are you going to do when you're done? And they're like, fuck, I don't know. And that's why people get stuck in that weird situation of like, you know, they were great bodybuilders or great athletes, and then they get stuck and they have nothing when they stop. So the fact that you're thinking about that shit now is like impressive.
Appreciate that.
What about you?
I mean, in 5 years, I haven't competed yet, but I definitely hope that I'm on a stage somewhere and at least doing well for myself on there on that platform. But like I said, I really want to build like my own business and really want to see that succeed with like the years to come. And like I'm gonna be 27 in 5 years, so hopefully yeah, hopefully.
I just turned 27. I'm an old man now.
I hope to like start building like a solid family, and that's like one of my biggest things. Like I just want to make sure like they're taken care of. So like right now I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that that's able to happen like
Sure.
like later down the road. So
And now this is obviously a question that you guys probably already answered, like with having this topic, but do you think you need to compete or to like do sport physique stuff to be successful, like online and through social media as a fitness influencer?
people definitely respect it like when you do it, and I feel like they like seeing that. So
Sure.
if you can bring that to the table, it's just like
More.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, originally I had no intention to compete. You know, I was just kind of sharing just my transformation and what I was doing. But I think it'll only add to what you do if you love it.
Sure.
You know, if you don't and you're kind of half-assing it, I think that would show. But if you really love it, you know, get into it, push yourself. And I think more than just having another angle you're showing your audience, you know, like for myself, like I look at it and it really is developed me more as a person and kind of the man I want to be.
Sure.
You know, in terms of that discipline.
No, it's no joke.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, you know, it's only been a bonus.
Do you think that when you're competing and you're like getting ready for Mr. O, it's more difficult to film and like keep track of all that stuff, or do you think it's easier because you're on like a consistent schedule?
Sometimes it's easier because I don't have to think about my content then. People are literally like, what'd you eat today? And go train. And like, I mean, maybe I could do that all year, but I get bored of it in the off season.
Now, do you think that that's the type of content people want then, right? Because they're watching you compete. That's all
Yeah.
they want to see.
That's what they love the most.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think like I don't think you have to compete to do social media. Some of the most successful people don't. But like you guys said, it gives a sense of credibility. You've like gone through it, and it also shows a sense of deeper passion where you're like willing to go through all that shit because you love the process of like pushing yourself and the training, the diet, and testing your limits every single day. So I think people can like sense that through their social media and be like, fuck, this guy's legit. Like, I want to go fuck shit up now. You know, it's
Yeah.
like motivating to them.
No doubt. I think that even following like who I follow, I respect people more when they're like doing what like professionally what they do online. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like when you follow like entrepreneurs online but they don't have a business. It's like, well, why the fuck? Like, who
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like
Yeah.
you're useless. Not really, but
Their
like,
only business is teaching people how to be.
yeah, and it,
Yeah,
like
that's
my
right.
thing is like if you were that good at being an entrepreneur, like you would have a business, right? Like you would
Or
think
multiple.
exactly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like it's hard to trust people like that. So it's the same thing I guess in this world would be like, well, if you're like, you know, this good at competing and everyone looks good by themselves, right? I mean, it's like the tale of everything. Like everyone on Instagram looks great. And so you put them next to someone else who's another like sports physique person. You're like, okay, like they don't look the same. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. It's
Yeah.
fun to kind of level that playing field.
For sure.
Like you said, everybody looks good when you take 250 pictures and you pick one.
The perfect angle with the perfect lighting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I definitely see, I mean, going back to like the shreds days, like that was crazy. You know,
Oh
like
my
all
God,
those,
yeah.
you remember?
I mean, I don't want to.
You can say it. I
I'll
mean,
say it.
whatever. Yeah.
I have nothing against Joey Swole, but like you see him online as big jack dude, you meet him and he's 5 foot nothing. Like,
Yeah. And like even with Devin Physique, like do you remember
that
him?
physique was the real one. Yeah,
Do you remember him?
the fake
So, like,
one, I should say.
Yeah. So like he like, you know, online would be like this huge shredded like kid. And then like he literally was like maybe 110 pounds soaking wet and like no muscle when he would go to these events. And he would like most of the time cover up. And then I don't know if like the whole story happened, but like basically like he fired his videographer and then his videographer like leaked all the edited pictures. So like all the unedited to the edited
That's rough.
pictures.
Yeah.
So it like ruined the whole entire business. You know what I'm saying? But like that shows you, like, I think you have more validity when you are doing it, when you are competing, when you are stepping on stage, or even when you go to an expo and you have a shirt off, or just like you can see that you have some type of whatever you show on Instagram. Because I think that was like the biggest blow to the whole industry. That was crazy.
That was big when that happened.
I mean, that was like,
that was probably before your guys' time. You might remember that.
Yeah,
but
I feel like I vaguely.
it was crazy. Like in the bodybuilding scene, that was like, they went from being probably the biggest company to ever hit. I mean, they were the first ones to do social media marketing. The first brand to have influencers, to go on Instagram, to have athlete. Like they were the first ones to do it. And then they just let it go crazy. And they started like all the editing and all that shit. It was like, it was here and then it was gone. Like in days.
I think that company would do some other shady shit. But
Sure. But like, I'm saying like that, the
Yeah.
whole social part of it, just
they were the first company that reached out to me.
no shit.
Yeah, when I was like 20 or something. First, I can't remember the guy's name. The
Arvin.
Shreds. What?
Arvin.
Yeah, Arvin.
Arvin.
Yeah, that guy. He
Yeah.
emailed me when I was in college, and I was like literally broke, like $200 in my bank, probably less, in debt. And I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be my like moment. And then I thought about it, and like there was already shit talk about this company, about how shady they were, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I just stopped replying to them. I'm like, nope.
I feel like that would have like totally transitioned your whole entire like bodybuilding career too, if you think about it.
I mean, I think I would have smartened up quick and like pulled out and been like, fuck guys, I'm sorry I represent such a shitty brand.
Yeah.
Hope I would have been that smart. I don't know. But I'm definitely
But
happy
at that point, like, you know, they were throwing crazy money at everyone. Like it was like all smoke and mirrors, man. It was the craziest thing I ever saw. When it comes to a business and like how quickly it came and disappeared, I don't think I saw anything like that ever.
No kidding.
You got to look it up. Like literally, there's probably a YouTube video about it somewhere. Yeah. You have to watch it. It is crazy.
No, yeah, for sure.
Don't
crazy.
follow that. Whatever that video
Yeah,
said.
don't do whatever they say. But it was nuts, man. Yeah. All right, cool. So I mean, I think we nailed like the most important topic, which is, you know, how you guys built your brands, what you did to get to where you are, and what your plans are in the future. I think a lot of people can learn from that. Obviously, we learned that TikTok is the place to be right now. So, Chris, to start. To get the most traction.
Yeah,
that's where you get your traction, and then you move it to other channels.
Least, yeah. And then YouTube is like the grind
the
that
go.
I think pays off.
The go, yeah. YouTube is like the ultimate grail of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now Chris has a TikTok guy, so make sure you follow Chris on TikTok.
Follow me on TikTok.
He just
no
posted
dancing though.
No?
No.
None.
Unless Charlie D'Amelio has to do a collab with me, then maybe I'll dance. We'll see.
I'm gonna follow her. She's my second follower.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope there's two of them. I think she's the famous one.
There's two Charlie D'Amelios.
There's two D'Amelios.
Yeah, they're sisters.
She's a
like
sister.
they're both pretty famous. So
Yeah.
like they're both really up there.
So follow both of them.
You might as well.
I'll have three. I'll follow three people.
Well,
I'm gonna follow you too, actually. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
well, and Michael.
you have one. You didn't start yet.
I just have the account.
You got the
Account's
account.
created.
The account's
Okay.
there.
You can be his
Grant,
first
you got one.
follower.
I'll follow you too. 6 people. All right, fine, fuck it then. I won't
He
follow
does
he's
have a
too good for
TikTok.
us.
He does have one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Episode 9. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
First podcast. Like,
halfway through, I started sweating like crazy.
yeah.
And then I started thinking about myself sweating. And that's why I had to, I was like, dude, I could like tell. And I kept talking. I was like,